Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all doing well. It is 4:35 p.m. May 24th, 2023. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. We're going to give this a vibrant roleplay once again. Now today, we have a few meetings to get to on Judge, and then hopefully we'll have some time to switch over on Cop and play that for the rest as I fucking can. So, I need to have a pretty long stream here today because
Hello and welcome.
I'm starting to run out of time. So, we are going to be trying our best to make up some time here. There's a lot of things that, a lot of meetings to be had. Obviously, we're still being followed. That's just a constant factor, of course. So let's go ahead and, yeah, do this. Alright, we can go ahead and turn on the music. Alright. I don't even know if I have a motorcycle license. Rob store? I'm a judge, brother. I'm a judge. I don't rob stores. It's too hot. I got some DOJ meetings to have. We got some stuff to set up. Some dead drops to place. Yeah, but you're not a judge. You're a criminal. It's a difference here. Alright. So yeah, I don't know when we're going to be meeting up. It's going to be soon, but we have some time to kill. And if we have any court stuff, we can handle that shit. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do in the DOJ. Woo! I should have a... I do. Okay, great. So yeah, we gotta put down a few clothing dead drops, that's all. Oh, I do have to ask McDougan something. One sec. I need to ask McDougan that, because that's actually a pretty important lore point that I don't want to take away from her. Alright, so we need to go to Garage Nora. And we need to set up a few things. So, for anybody who's not in the know, we are constantly running from people, right? So we're going to be being chased a lot. So I just want to, you know, not allow people to be able to hunt me down as easy. I don't know why people are wanting to hunt me down and stuff, but they are. So we make it challenging for them. I have exit plans, escape plans. And that's a lot of my character's whole situation. Having set up areas where we have pre-placed vehicles and stuff like that. So if we need to run away, we can, and we will escape. Did I steal that bike? No, I bought this shit. I bought this shit a few weeks ago, or a week ago. If I can avoid it, I don't want to steal vehicles. Because vehicles won't stay where I want them to stay. Alright. Let's get to where we're going. Let's get to where we're going. Don't drive it much. People aren't supposed to know what this vehicle exists. I don't show this to anybody. So the only people who should know about this vehicle is the people who watch the stream. But that's obviously out of character. Alright. Let's go ahead and let's go store this early. I do have an outfit in my bag, I just don't have it quick swapped. Yeah, this is one of my secret vehicles. And secret for good reason. Because sometimes you can't trust police either. Alright, we'll place this outfit down here, even though I'm going to be still wearing it, because I can't keep quick swap. Go. Alright. Okay, so dead drop there, that's great. So we're going to head back up to grab my CTSV, and we'll store that in a garage up top. We'll grab a different outfit. And then we'll grab our Tahoe and bring it down to the courthouse. Yeah, I always want some exit plans. Man, when I go check my fucking truckers, it's gonna be a lot of money down there. All right, we'll head to this clothes store real quick, and we'll have a skin done, just so we can have it. Honestly, I should have multiple Sanchez's. If I can place them at every single one, if I can have that much prep time, I will 100% do that. Alright. Let's grab our black suit. Yep, this is fine. So now we can refresh skin. If we need to. Let's make sure we're actually jogging here. This should allow my stamina build up if I need to sprint. So we're heading to Garage End, which is right there, top right of my minimap. And actually, I was considering removing my minimap. And changing my HUD because it is a little bit in the way. If I'm honest, while it is very useful for me on foot pursuits for cop, it can be a little bit cluttered. So if I get a moment, I will go ahead and remove it. But yeah, we're gonna grab our CTSV with the plate took off. We're gonna put it up in a red garage. Oh. Wait, what? There shouldn't be like that. That's old sirens. Pretty sure I replaced them. I should have. Alright. Garage in. Amazing. Bad on gas. That's unfortunate, but I don't have time to fill it up. Ooh, I could just have it up here. Nah, I want it in a place where I can actually pull in and use it for cover, and it's honestly not that far. Like, I will run this distance if I have to, because it's actually pretty stealthy. Jesus Christ, hold on. Verdin.
You're one of the judges, right?
I am, in fact, one of the judges.
Fantastic. I need you to sign off on a warrant. Can I come meet you about it?
Yeah, sure. If you want to come pick me up, might save me some trouble. I'm at, Postal 626.
26?
626 on, something Boulevard. I don't know which one it is yet. I'm heading towards...
You just kind of cut out there a second ago. You said...
626 Postal. I'm coming up towards the bank here, right off, Rockford Plaza.
I'll be there soon.
Alright, great. You might save me some trouble. Alright, it's gonna be unfortunate if that's one of the guys who are hunting me, but, you know. We'll sit down. If anyone comes out and is aggressive, we'll take it up there. Or head into the bank. I know the city well. Yeah, taking it into the bank is the loudest option. We need to be on our toes here, though. I could take it into that alleyway, break contact, get on a rooftop, hold my rooftop until police get there. I do have a pretty good sprint ahead of me. Honestly, if I see something I don't like, I'm bolting to that fence in there and I'm seeing what I can get in behind. Want to help me with some metagaming? It's White Widow Open. You're gonna have to get in game and figure it out, because I don't know. I don't even know how to check. Okay, there we go. Police officer. Fantastic. It's a detective. Oh, detective. Hello, detective. Judge Verdin. What can I do you for?
Detective James May. I
Nice
got
to
a
meet you.
warrant that I basically have a case file I'll show you, and we would like to go for charges, but also kind of talk to you if you think it'd be appropriate, but also we need to get the warrant approved and everything.
Alright, bring me to the courthouse, please.
Cool. Alright, get in. If I can, I am okay. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing great. You know,
Well, that's
daily
fantastic.
occurrence of some bullshit, but you know, it is what it is.
Getting kidnapped or something?
Nah, just a bunch of children wanna kidnap me. It's just they're not very good at it.
That's pretty funny, actually. Seems like half the time I talk to someone from the DOJ now, it's about them being kidnapped for the day.
Well, I don't get kidnapped, but they try. They like following me though, like a bunch of creepers.
Oh yeah, I'd assume so. I walk awkwardly slow, and I keep trying to change it, but I can't change it for some reason.
Do you not know how?
I know how to. It just keeps changing itself back every 2 minutes for some reason, which is really annoying because then I awkwardly walk a lot slower than everyone else, or I have to run a bit faster. So it's kind of an annoying occurrence, but
It's okay. Elementary space.
yeah, there we go. But also now, but it also gives off the perspective like, oh, I'm busy, and I'm busy, but not too busy to look interesting and walk with a purpose, you know?
So we are working on a new warrant submission thing, but it's a process.
Yeah, no, I know that there's like a form, but I was told it'd be easier to talk to you as well, because I want to make sure that these charges somewhat make sense.
Yeah, I understand.
About it, but I couldn't get him around.
Alright. I don't know who put this up. It wasn't me.
No plate carriers allowed? What the?
I'm gonna remove that.
It's supposed to be like cops can't wear tactical vests?
I don't fucking know.
Because that's the only plate carriers that I can think of. So it's probably what that is, but it's interesting because cops should, you know.
Available my ass. The fuck?
Alright.
Alright.
What would be the easiest way of showing this document to you?
Discordia.
Okay. Who do I send it to?
If you look in the Leo Discord and you look in DOJ News, I should have been the last person to post it. Post anything in there requesting a bailiff, you can find me there. It's Jeremy,
There
Jeremy
we go. I
Crane or
see
Jay
that.
Verdin. So send me it there and I'll have a look. What's the urgency of this?
I'm gonna say somewhat urgent. It comes after a sting that did not go well, and the subject of the sting that we were using took an opportunity to get out of there with intel and also a little bit of money too.
Okay. Oh, wait, the document to show up on my laptop here. Whoa, what the fuck? What is this?
All right, that should be the document right there. To basically walk you through, we had an officer pull over a suspect driving a stolen vehicle who he also knew the suspect did not have a license. To try to get out of the traffic stop, the suspect gave Bronco, as the officer who pulled him over, a brick of cocaine to try to get him to leave him alone. Because of that, Bronco then detained him, found 4 more bricks of cocaine and some dirty cash on him, called CID over. We had a crack at him. For a little bit of time, he started off saying he found a street in territory, but that obviously doesn't make any sense, so we pressured a little bit more. Gave up the fact that he got it from YMG. And in return, they said that if you sold the drugs and brought us back the dirty cash, you get it. We can clean it for you, and you can get paid.
All right.
And this is the suspect.
Let me. I have a question. So at the header of all these files, it says case name in star thing. Is the case name going to be included in that before?
Hold on. There's a loud noise. It's got to change radio. I'll hear you. Okay. You mean just like the case name of just his name on there? Should we?
No, I'm wondering if there's supposed to be something there instead of saying case name. It kind of looks like a placeholder.
Oh fuck yeah! I forgot to change that.
Yeah. And then once that's changed, you can leave me for a minute. Actually, give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna actually like have a read through myself. And if you want to just wait outside, I'll let you in when I'm good. All right.
All right, yeah. I made this document and everything, so if there's any
Yep.
questions or anything I fucked up with my formatting,
5
I
minutes.
forgot to change it. All right, yep.
All right. I'll be right back. I need to use the bathroom.
Just let me know.
All right. So seized. Okay. Oh, give me edit access to this. Interesting. Hank Murphy, photos of incident. What is my Discord open to? Let's see. Okay. Text messages. This could actually show some stuff that I don't want to show on stream. Because there's like pictures of stuff in the bottom. But it shows some just text messages stuff. Conclusion. Judge, prosecution, defense. Alright. Alright, come on in. Okay. So, you are looking for a warrant on Hank Murphy for fleeing the sting operation, correct?
Yes, and for the charges that we thought we could put upon him, that we were originally going to be arrested for. However, we decided to instead go with the sting operation. But seeing as he got away and then made his intentions clear, that we want to seek the charges that we had on him previously as well.
Okay, I didn't see a mention of possession of marked bills in the report until now. Why has that been added?
What do you mean?
So, charges being sought says possession of marked bills, and I read through it and I didn't see that he was in possession of marked bills, just cocaine. Maybe I missed it.
Oh, it's in there. I haven't touched the report, and since like I finished it like a day or two ago, it should be in there.
Okay. Give me a second.
I'm looking at it. It's in there.
So are you referring to the point where you said we outfitted Mr. Murphy with the dirty cash value of the cocaine we seized? Is that what you're referring to, or is that something else?
I can hear it.
Yeah, just highlight it because I have edit access. Okay, what? How much? How much dirty money
At
was
the
on?
time, he had about seven. I think it was about $7,000 dollars in dirty cash that he claimed he got from selling cocaine, and then we gave him the other around 25,000 for the street value of the cocaine bricks he had on.
Now, I do have a minor concern here. Are you not concerned that he was lying about everything regarding YMG for the basis of your sting operation? Was that what you did it to find out, or?
Partially, because we've known that there's been a lot of drug dealing and selling down there. I mean, that was the basis of why the PD's being sued at the moment. Is there was an operation that we were trying to scout out and look at all these drug sales that were constantly happening from YMG members in the YMG territory when an officer got kidnapped, brought into their compound, and then that's why that breached, and that's why we're being sued right now. So we know, and we have we've seen YMG selling drugs on their turf in their territory. So we know it's likely that they do have an ins to the cocaine production or distribution of narcotics. In which case, when this guy, who at the time we checked everything to make sure he wasn't some like known criminal, and this wouldn't make any sense. He was relatively new to the city, had a CCP issued about 2 to 3 weeks prior, if even. That was it. There was no relevant charges on record, minimal social media experience. And so by having kind of a knowledge of YMG down in that area, the Grove Street compound, etc., it seemed possible, somewhat reasonable, that it is where he did receive the drugs from. And so hence also when in the report I said he contacted me through via messages. I did leave out, and I just realized looking at it now that I forgot to mention, he did call me as well, and we did have a phone conversation in which he did bring up the fact that he's not going to. He decided when all the shooting was happening, he didn't actually want to sell it to the Purple Boys, the YMG, because of how they helped him. In which case, it does kind of come clean that, at least at the start, it seemed as if he was going to comply and help us. And the information did seem legitimate at the time, and that now he decided to turn against us when he saw an opportunity and kind of got cold feet.
Mhm.
But from everything that we saw, we at first we didn't believe him because what he said about finding it outside of a YMG compound in Grove Street, which we know that they run very tightly, didn't make sense. But the way that he then described it afterwards and kind of ran up, and the information that he had about individuals, and considering that he has no real presence, it it seemed likely that the information he received was found by himself, and that it did seem like a somewhat reasonable story. Now, obviously, there's no way to be 100% sure, but the sting operation, the intention of it was to find out exactly to what extent his story was true, but also to see if we could get some positive identification on YMG members um, being involved in the distribution of narcotics through the city, and with the
Hold
wire
on a
set up and
second.
everything.
I'm seeing already an approved warrant for this.
Where? I was told it wasn't. What?
State of San Andreas versus Hank Murphy, signed by Arthur Kane.
Who got that approved? I didn't. No one submitted. I didn't submit it. This is my thing. Did someone submit it on my behalf and not tell me?
Requesting officer, Corporal McDougan.
McDougal. Oh my God, are you serious? I am so. Did not tell me that she was submitting the warrant.
You might want to check because this was linked to me via a template document and not an actual document, and also we haven't approved the system yet.
Because it's on the MDT. I'm looking at it right now. I just looked it up, but there's a bunch of warrants too. Case ID 1011, which is this one. Something looks weird here though. It looks like it was approved. I was not informed. This is my lead, so this was not...
It's invalid anyway. We haven't started using this system yet.
Okay. Well, then it's interesting that Kane approved it then. It looks like today.
Yeah, maybe there's a miscommunication. Let me just message Kane real quick.
The two of us came here yesterday to try to find a judge, the DA, someone to talk to, but there was no one around. And then I said I'll do this tomorrow as the lead officer on the case, but it seems like interesting.
Yeah, so the way our documents work right now, right this very second, is, and let me just check the forms, but it's the old way, which is how we've been doing it. So I was under the impression that this was still a work in progress, considering that I was the one who made that system. But let me check my repository. How did she get access to this?
Is it in the LEO Discord?
No, it shouldn't be. It's not even active. It's active tomorrow.
What?
So let me explain it. So me and the me and the Department of Justice have been designing a new system to handle warrants, right? Warrants, search warrants, subpoenas, FOIAs, everything. And all this stuff was a work in progress and is a work in progress, and I've been waiting to make sure that I'm all clear on it. And it's not supposed to be used. It's not supposed to be linked anywhere. No one's supposed to have it other than me and Kane. But apparently Lucille has access to it.
So, I didn't even know there was another system. I was just told to come find a judge.
No, there was a system. It's in the Leo Discord. Let me just check my stuffs. Yeah, so it's called arrests and search warrants. It's in Leo information. So yeah, this was approved at 3 a.m. yesterday. Oh wait, sorry. Actually, it expires 3 a.m. on the 8th. I can't see when it was approved.
I can see here that on that form in the LEO Discord, it has the warrant as requested. At 10:40 CST.
Yes, I see that.
Which is interesting because it's not approved there. I don't know why it's on the MDT then.
Yeah, there was a miscommunication, it seems, between me and thing. Regardless, it's going to be approved now, and I'll make sure it's through that system. I don't think there's anything wrong here.
Oh, McDougan also made a new report for it. That was one of the old one. Why would you?
Alright, your warrant is approved. For now, you know, I'll see if I can talk to Kane and get the system up and running tomorrow. So, this is going to be a problem that's only going to happen once.
Okay.
But I don't know what happened there.
All right. Well, then sorry for the confusion. I'm not really sure what that was, but I'm
all
glad
good.
that we could at least get it worked out.
It's all good. Alright. Alright, good day.
Have a good day.
The fuck? What the heck? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened there. Okay, so I'm gonna wait until, I'm gonna wait until tomorrow. But I also need to wait to talk to Kane. Because, we had a miscommunication, it seems. I don't know how this happened, but it did. Okay. Yeah, we weren't ready to go live with this thing yet. Okay. Why is it so hot? Is my fans not on? It's probably that. No, my fans are good. Okay. So we talked to him. That's good. This Hank character seems like a fucking psychopath. But hey, it's all good. Alright, let's see if Joseph is, Mr. Nyman's in his office. You know? Okay, this shit's gotta be changed. No plate carriers allowed. Police are exempt from that. Mr. Nyman, you in there? Mr. Nyman? Judge Verdin? Oh, he's not in there. The fuck did she get placed down here for? Alright. Well. I don't know what any of this shit is. Okay. I'm glad we have this lock system. It's so much better. So yeah, we've been working on a lot of documents. What the fuck? Son of a bitch, man! People gotta stop leaving their fucking shit everywhere, man. Fuck. Damn it. And a car? Who's in that car? I don't know. Because no one's here. I'm not climbing all the way up. I'm just going around. I want to go grab my vehicle. So we had to run the garage in, which is fine. Oh, my lights are blinking. My power goes out. That's what happened. If my stream goes off, my power went out. Dude, I'm not ready to be hunted right now. Fuck. Well, I am technically ready. I don't have my actual vehicle here. Remember, I still have the getaway of running over there to grab my shit. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Are these the hedges you can run through? They should be, right? Or not. Alright, transfer to garage in. Nora, please don't be broken. This is broken, I'm gonna be so upset. You slut. Nice. Let's get my windows fixed. I still haven't been able to check out the front there.
Pretty sure some of the windows are smashed out. We can fix those. Maybe neon headlights.
You can do that over there on your own.
Okay.
There's no difference between me doing it and you doing it. When we get done here, you can pull it into the paint booth and spec it
Could
out.
we do an underglow?
Same thing. It's done over there.
Okay. All right. What about the paint color? Same thing.
Same thing. Yep.
All right.
Hello?
Warren.
How's it going?
It's going good, babe.
All right. I'll be with you as soon as I'm done with this gentleman. You, I believe, are next in line.
Yep,
What about a horn?
Did a local get in here?
there is a local over there.
The horn is also done over there in the paint booth.
Okay. So yeah, just that sports package and then the sports suspension.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Alright. Fucking Christ. Interesting. Is there yeah, there's a coffee thing over here.
My bad, my bad.
Dude, what the fuck in shit is happening over here? I don't think that's supposed to be there. Fuck Christ.
A lot better. You can do a body repair too, right?
Yeah, that's what the. I'll take her one of those. What?
This thing's dirty. Could you wash it as well?
It'll get washed too. Yeah, the body repair does that.
Thank you.
Oh my. Alright. Pretty much it's people. Oh man. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. It looks like he's the only one working right now, unfortunately. My man wants the kitchen sink in his vehicle over there. I need to definitely buy more Sanchez's though. Some sand cheeses. Maybe a sports bike if I really wanted to get away from somebody.
Does it belong to somebody?
No.
How the fuck did it get in here? Like this, like if this isn't here, like this is just like solid. So I don't understand what. I don't understand how it got in here. Unless it was
Yeah,
some car some jackass stole.
I literally just spawned in here. I don't know what the fuck.
It's just so weird. It's the first time I've seen it.
The casino robbed him. Don't gamble, kids. Man, I'm trying to have a bunch of meetings, but I don't know what the fuck's going on.
And Amanda, we might go fucking set up shop for them if they're getting ready to be in a shootout. I don't know where the fuck she went. Amanda.
Alright, so let me talk about some of these systems that I got in place for law enforcement. So I have like a main repository where all the stuff goes, right? So we have search warrants, we have arrest warrants, we have subpoenas, we have FOIA. So like this document is basically your be-all end-all document. And it's just wait, who the fuck? Dude, how do these people keep on getting access to this? This stuff, like, who is sending them these? This stuff ain't active yet. It's active tomorrow. So I need to make sure that we're all clear on it. So we got subpoena and then we got FOIA. Now I'm running FOIA through Department of Justice just so it's a bit easier for it to be managed. Although, I don't think it needs to be like that. So yeah, we made all those, but basically this whole document is like it's basically where everything goes. So anytime there's a new DOJ document, that is like a Google form, it goes into this main area. But yeah, I've had a long day. It's also cheat day, so I'm tired as fuck. Eating a bunch of junk. So yeah, it's crazy how like when you stop eating junk, for a bit, it's crazy like how that affects like how much energy you have. And it's just primarily the food. But I love a cheat day. Cheat day's great. But yeah, I'm really tired. Holy shit. It's a long repair. I don't know what he did to his car.
Yo, you. Hey, dude on the phone.
What's up?
What's your job? You look like a hitman.
I'm better than a hitman. I'm a judge.
I gotta take a picture of my favorite streamer.
What's a streamer?
Don't you stream on YouTube in your free time?
Nope.
Like when you're
Nope.
done being a judge?
Nope, that's not me,
Yes,
brother.
you do.
Nope.
Yes, you do.
No.
All right, sir, you're good to go. If you
Okay.
want to settle up at the register.
Okay.
I mean, I have it literally in my pocket if you just want me.
What?
What do I owe you?
I said 55, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah, get it up here.
Yeah, Pez, you gotta remember, this is a character, has no connection to the stream, other than, you know, out of character, of course. Gotta keep that in mind if you don't want to break character or metagame like that. Gotta be careful with that, my man. You should, I'd recommend reading the rules. We have like a little like board at Pillbox, which is over here. Right here. There's like a little board where you can go and press E and you can read all the rules and shit. Would recommend doing that. I've started cheating more and I feel more tired. Yeah. Cheat days make you tired. Like that's just it. I lost more weight when I started to add more unhealthy things to. I lost more weight when I started to add more unhealthy things to my diet. Yeah, but it depends on how much you're eating, right? So, like, if you eat, like, fucking 3 pizzas a day, like, you're gonna gain weight, right? You're gonna gain weight.
Verdin, right?
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
It's going good. I just need some glass repaired, and I think it's just some minor body issues.
We'll go ahead and hit it with a
But
diagnostic.
yeah,
just to be sure.
I don't drink soda as much. I only drink soda like every now and then. Like on a cheat day, I'll have a soda maybe. But like I've been drinking water for like the last 10 years, so I've been pretty good about that. That shit will put on weight really quick. But yeah, I've lost 20 pounds. I'm also from Canada. I know it's pop, but the more Americans watch me than Canadians, unfortunately. So I just say soda because they don't know what the fuck pop is. But yeah, like a lot of like I lost 20 pounds
Just the glass and go get some
with my
parts.
shit, with my doing stuff. I'm American, yeah, but where in America are you from? Like, are you from fucking close to Canada, like right next to the border, or are you far down? If you're far down, that's an anomaly, but most Americans call it soda, at least the ones I've talked to. Chicago, I don't even know where that is. I'm gonna be honest. Geography, too confusing. But yeah, I lost quite a bit doing my diet stuff. I'm doing high protein,
Hell, can't go through that gap.
so lots of meat,
It's fat.
eggs. That's really it. But yeah, I'm getting ready for some stuff, so gotta do a lot of footage. Beep, beep. Oh man. But yeah, cheat days fucked me up.
Just the chassis, $560 with the discount.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time,
Thank
sir.
you.
I fasted pretty good when I started my diet. Lost 20 pounds in a week, then installed, so I started eating more regularly, adding more icky things to it, and then I'm still losing weight. Yeah, I guess it's a balance, right? The way I would recommend to anybody when it comes to losing weight is do something that you can maintain. So like I could eat the same meal every day for a year, right? So the same meal I'm eating every day, so it's the meat, it's some kind of like potato or starch thing, and like maybe like some other type of like small thing with it. And I could do that for a year straight, right? And I could be fine. But the thing is like, when you start to go on the whole, like, oh, I'm going to eat healthy now and all that, it needs to be sustainable. So, like, you know, having, like, a week where you're, like, fasting for a day, then not, and then fasting for another day, and then not, or going on keto, or any of these, like, weird diets, like, it's really hard to maintain. Right? Very hard to maintain. So it needs to be something that is genuinely maintainable. And for me, high protein diet is where I stop and start. Like, that's my preferred area. Could I find a better place to park this, maybe? I'm gonna park it out front, fuck it. Because I'm probably not going to take this car anyway. In actual fact, it's probably safer to have it over here. But I like the way I do my diets, and I'm working out every day. I don't take recovery days. So I only work out for a short amount of time, but my workouts are explosive. So heavy weights, like 96-pound front press, 40-pound butterfly, 80-pound like legs, and I think it's lat pulls. So you know, that's like my explosive activity, but it's not very long because I need to build up a stamina, and that's the only way it's approachable for me. So yeah, it's just the totality of everything. Didn't I leave this unlocked? But do you hit every muscle in a day, doing maybe one type of lift for that muscle? Let me think about that. So I got forearms. I got my main muscle group. I don't know what the muscle groups are called. I think the only muscle I don't hit is my abs. I think that's the only thing I don't hit. Thinking about it. Yeah, I think that's the only muscle I don't hit. Because I got, like, all the back and, like, the legs. Like, I don't know, like, the whole fucking details about every fucking muscle group, so I don't know. I'm just doing what I can. Mr. Nyman, you in there? I'll take this one out. Maybe I should just call him. Dude, I don't know who the fuck is here, though. There's a bunch of cars outside. Ah, he's not on the server. Okay, are you trying to build muscle? I'm just trying to lose weight and have some type of activity with it. So that's about it. Dude, I need to find a way to turn this off permanently. I hate it. It's so unrealistic. Go, let's go in my office and fix my HUD stuff. I'm just doing which way works for me. That's it. I don't need to, like, have a whole fucking guide and all this bullshit. I'm just doing what's available for me. How the fuck do you edit your HUD? Because there used to be a way to do it. I don't know how now. Because it used to be Y, then it's changed or something. Like, I want to turn off my minimap. Hmm. Okay, this dispatch, guidebook. Ooh, F9. Keep an eye on that F9. Yeah, because everything needs to be approachable, right? Like, if it's like, oh, you need to do like 25 push-ups and you need to do 25 of this and like 60 of this and then run for 6 miles. Like, it's, if you're the certain person that I am, it's just never going to be done. Because you're going to look at it and you're just going to be like done with it. The way my weight training and stuff works is like, I can get it done in under 10 minutes. Right? I can get it done under 10 minutes. I'm just going to do it until either something bad happens or something good happens, and I'm going to keep doing it. No sick days, no days where I take a day off. There's none of that shit. Just go and don't stop. That's the way I think about it. Yeah, I'm not really focused on that tank master. I'm not really like I'm not looking to like mid-max my stuff, right? Like, obviously I want to lose weight, but like I'm not looking for some fucking workout guru to say. It's like, all right, this is how you do it, and just do it every single day. Eat kale, eat all this green shit, have it something smoothie or whatever. I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. I need to be able to live and do this constantly, right? That will always bring me back to it. It's like I need to be able to do this every single day forever, at the very well, not forever, but like for a long fucking time, right? So that's the idea for me. Dashboard settings. Yeah, why does this not work? Why not work? Let me see if I can find something called dashboard. Dashboard. Menu API. PS HUD. We'll try that. We'll try I. Because they have like weird names. It's I or L, I think. I'm not really sure. It's I because they capitalize L. That's good to know. Every person is different, Tankmaster. That's the thing. That's like the main reason why I just do it the way I figured out how to do it, right? Because like what would work for you doesn't work for me. My body's completely different. Hey, found it. The best way for guys to lose weight is turn fat into muscle. That's why I'm working it. That's why I'm working it. Alright, here we go. We're doing stuff now. I think I'm going to put this in the middle, my bottom middle. Alright. Single status. Let's see, 35. Oh, Jesus. Do I have to change this for every single one? Wait, can I change every single one's position? Is that a thing I can do? Okay, that's that. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Cool. Alright. So all this is fine. This is all like my brand stuff. I just need to change where it is. 270. I'm pretty sure this is it. Yep, this is it. Okay, great. So we need to make it 0. And we need to make it bottom row, center bottom. There we go. So yeah, we're basically going to have it like kind of like how Austin has it. If I can make it smaller, I will, though. Honestly, a part of me wants to take it completely off my screen. You know? Oh, I don't mind that. Oh, I definitely don't mind that. Top left? How does he feel about that? I feel like I need to, like... I don't know. The thing is like... This one's very useful. The food ones are okay. I can make it to where the food ones aren't used until I change it. I'm pretty sure I can do that. Customize profiles. Okay, your alert, yes. Show health always. No. Show hunger always. No. Show thirst always. No. Show oxygen always. No. Okay. Cool. Yeah. That's a thing we can do. Okay. I don't know why it's still showing my food. The cinematic bars? I'm sure you could. I don't like it though. I don't like cinematic bars. I kind of wish that this this HUD system affected every little thing, like literally everything. Like that would be great. If I could move my minimap to like top left, I fucking would. If I could change literally everything about this game's design, I would. 100% would. Okay, so I can do column. Well, I could literally just take it off my screen too if I wanted to. Can I move it left to right? Is that not a thing? Oh, I can. Cool. This is a little problematic because it's not like... Oh, it is going to do that. Good to know. Alright. I'm going to move it up a bit. Just above that little thing. Nah, that kind of looks dumb. I just don't want to... I don't want to copy Austin's thing. You know? I think that's fine. I think it's very minimalistic, and it's still my stuff. Let's go ahead and save it. Alright. Why is that? I don't know why that's changing colors. Oh yeah, what's in her stash? Let's look at that. And I'm gonna switch over to cop because I don't think anyone's getting on. Oh, cool. Parachute, taser cartridges. We should have ammo in here. And Sam. And Shark. Let me just give him a final call. And then I'm gonna go sit on the roof. I was unreachable all day, and now they're unreachable. I love that. Car's gone now. Let's go ahead and let's sit up on this roof. And just wait. Let's see if anyone places anything inside my car, and we'll hear them climbing up. Like, this thing, the way I'm gonna play this is pretty overpowered. Gun, pick up my hat. Alright. So my vehicle's right there. We'll just do this, so just so my head's peeping. Alright, so that's my car there. Now, if we're being followed by anybody, they're going to sit in a few areas. They're going to sit up here with me, and if so, I'm fucked. They're going to sit up on this roof, sit up on that roof there, and over here. Oh, and there's also this. But I should be able to hear them if they're coming up on me. You could also get up on that roof. That roof's pretty good. But yeah, if you wanted to run security here, I'd put one guy here as like our main primary shooter. Like someone who can shoot at cars and whatever they need to shoot at. As for police side, and I'd put a dude up on the 2 ladders to the building. To fully cover this this position, you would have to have someone watching the front, watching the back, and watching the side door. So you can do that in any means you think is necessary. Yeah, I do wish there was a exit off this building. Another exit. Because, like, the drop is pretty high. Like, you could drop off that, sure, but, like, you're gonna hurt yourself. And if you fall the wrong way, you'll die. And then you're really in for it. Alright, Sam's getting on. Great. I do wish I had a secret tunnel. Oh, and let's go ahead and point of interest our area here. So our point of interest is where exactly? Garage is here. I think it's here. Point of interest, that's where my car is. And here. And here. Alright, great. Yeah, I bet you didn't know you could do that. You just gotta press tab. Let's see if Sam comes up in a like fucking super fancy car. Let's see if Sam or Kane is dirty. How about that? Best way to see that is see how he shows up. See how he shows up, you can really figure out how something about somebody. So if he drives alone, you know, that's it. Like, that's my car there. I don't know what Kane's about. Well, actually... No. I'm just thinking about roleplay stuff. Who's on that bike there? No, not a player. It looks so rad. I'm like, what the hell is that? Flag physics. Love those. Oh. I thought I heard a door open. No smoking. I'm trying to keep an eye on all the parking spaces. I don't know where he's gonna come from. If I do make contact, though, I know where I'll jump off if I need to. Oh. Okay. Oh, there's a bike there now. I don't remember seeing the bike. I'm expecting him to come from this intersection here. That's just a thing. I don't know where he's coming from. Anybody, I don't know where he's coming from. He's taking his sweet fucking time, though. Maybe he logged off at the courthouse. Oh. No, nothing. Ooh, whoa, 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 wait a minute. That's not him. Oh, over here, though, I can see quite a bit. I just can't see that, the thing over there, where my car is. It's funny how tactical the judges have been. I think I'm currently at fault for that, because, like, you know, you're a judge, right? Like, you're usually old, and you're not supposed to be so agile, but the thing is, like, obviously my character has a reason for it, and I'm sure a lot of people know that. But, like, I wouldn't say that everybody has a super good reason. But you kind of gotta do what you gotta do, right? Alright. But this is kind of a part of, like, one of my traits as my character. It's a surveillance trait. So I have a whole character sheet. It's actually like a redacted character sheet, just so I can show people it. Where it basically just lists, like, all of my, like, certain special traits and, like, certain things I'm good at, certain things I'm bad at. So, like, for example, my character, very bad at fist fighting. That's why he has a very faint scar on his face. You see on his, like, lower cheek, you see that, like, little line going down? That's a scar. It's actually on his right, but still. Oh, paycheck's right there. Cool. I keep on hearing someone hitting their lights, but I don't know where. Kind of wish I put a dead drop up here. You know, he could be there. He could be inside. Couple minutes. He's just loading in. Great. Alright, well, if he's just loading in, let's go ahead and check our rear perimeter. Man, it'd be cool if I could have my house up here. I wouldn't be able to do it, but it would be cool. Like, the thing is like, it's really hard to have a secret house when, like, the district, or sorry, the DA just knows where it is. Like, you can't have shell companies or anything. And the thing is like, that was a big thing I complained about. It's like, there's so many people who just did that, and it made it impossible for police to get him. But the thing is that's different about my character, is that, like, in some cases I want police to find it. In most cases, if there's something to be found. If there's nothing to be found, then, you know, there's no point. But if I have drugs in it, and I have, like, corrupting evidence, like, I want police to find that shit. To, like, increase my story, right? So, like, you know. I feel like a lot of people improperly do hidden stuff. I think that's why, like, I don't think anyone's getting approved for that kind of shit. Even me. But yeah, I'd love to have, like, a little house. Verdin.
Hey, it's Arthur. Are you able to meet anytime soon?
Yeah, let's meet at the courthouse.
Alright, sounds good. I'm already there.
Awesome. Are you inside now, or?
Yep, I'm in the actual courthouse.
Alright, I'll be there in a minute.
Alright, sounds good. See you there.
Motherfucker has his home set. Prick. Motherfucker, man. Alright, Kane. Nope! Ugh, shit! Please tell me I don't... Oh, thank fuck. Alright, we're good. Yeah, it has his home set. Good to know. Oh. Okay. Something we gotta worry about. A little crazy taxi going on. I'm just gonna form this out of the thin air because it looks cooler. I'm supposed to be carrying this around anyway. Sash, you should be asking that in the Discord, bud. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good.
Want to be talking here?
Oh, we can go in there too, sure. It's actually a place to sit down.
Yeah. Oh man, oh man. Yesterday was not even yesterday. Last night I did a quick bench trial because someone was wanting it, I guess, or whatever. I stepped
you note
outside
it?
to unlock. What was that?
Did you note it on the roster that you did one?
No, I forgot about that. I'll do that in a second. Stepped outside to unlock the doors to the courthouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Step outside, 3 guys in green take me hostage, put a gun to my head. So that was awesome.
Yep.
I ended up shot and arrested, but oh well.
Did they say why they wanted you?
It was Spooky Hernandez, and he said he wanted to make people know that he's back in town.
Right.
I don't even think he realized I was the judge. I just got unlucky.
Well, that sounds fun.
All right, yeah. So just be careful because people are stupid.
I'm careful.
All right. So I guess the biggest thing I was wanting to talk about was bail and get that going
Hmm.
and stuff like that. I know we kind of briefly talked about it, but we weren't entirely sure, and so I kind of wanted to just go over that, see what your thoughts are, if we can change some stuff to get you on board with it or whatnot, and kind of try to get that pushed as quickly as possible.
Okay. I'd actually like to make sure that we're both clear on the system first, being the new request system for FOIAs, for subpoenas, and for
Yep, we can talk about that first.
yeah. So I just want to make sure that because this activates tomorrow, if we both agree, and I'll make an announcement via the DOJ news in the law enforcement Discord, letting everybody know, and also get it announced via the other Discordia, and let everybody know this is how you make requests. Search warrants and warrants are going to be Leo only. Until someone makes an argument of saying like, oh, civilians should have access to this or whatever, which will never happen, but it's going to be Leo only. Subpoenas, I'm pretty sure everybody should be able to request that. Are we agreed there?
Yep.
And FOIA requests should be handled through us still because we're the governing body, I feel like, and it should be, it's just easy. Like, it's easy to attach to it and just have us, like, you know, make sure it's facilitated. I don't know if you disagree with that or not. Kane?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't really care. FOIA's less so. I guess it's more just a request, right?
Mhm.
And then if it gets denied, it's argued in court, so we can kind of just forward it to the right people, I guess.
Yeah, it's just easier
There's
for us
not
to
much we sign.
facilitate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Search warrants, the way they're handled is they're signed off by both of us, and then they are handed to either one of us to put to an actual document or the district attorney's office to put into an actual document.
Say that one more time. They're signed off by both of us?
One of us.
One of us. Okay.
So
Yeah,
signed
so-
off by one of us, then put into an actual document that's a physical document.
Is it
using the
not
template.
the other way? It's put into a physical document and then we sign off on that document?
Someone makes the form, right? The Google form, someone fills it out, right?
Yes.
Officer. We get it, we sign off on it, and we add it to a document. And then we give it back to them.
Well, because we talked about having the district attorney format the document for that, so it's another check and whatnot.
Yes, we
Right. So
that
he
is
would-
just like basically delegating it to where it's just not so much work on us. Not
Yeah.
to say that it's like an extra sign off thing. It could be, like, sure, but like I don't know if that should be in
I
his
thought that's
power.
I thought that's what we talked about, is just having that extra sign off just as another check because search
We did
warrants
talk
are-
about it, but I brought up the fact that it might slow down the process a lot.
I think that's true, but with search warrants,
Oh,
It
I
kinda is
remember what
good to
it was for
or
search
it
warrants
was
specifically.
just search warrants. Yeah, arrest warrants we talked about because yeah, it would slow down the process and because they're going to be so commonly used, it's not entirely needed. But
But search warrants
for
should be
search
signed off
warrants
by
where-
all of us.
yeah.
Or not all
Um,
of us, but one of the judges and a district attorney.
Yeah, and so I think what I was thinking the process was the district attorney formatted or looked at it, formatted it into a document, right? And that's him signing off on it, and then we would sign off on it. Like it doesn't. It could require a signature. It doesn't really matter. But he'd format it into a document and send it to us, and then we would handle the signing of that.
Mhm.
Is that how we want to do the search warrants? Or
For search warrants, it should have two sign-offs, being
Yeah.
district attorney and judge. I don't think it matters like if it's formatted into a document and then we sign off, or if we sign off on the form, because either way it's going to be signed off on the warrant, like on the
that's
actual
true,
sheet.
yeah.
So the logistics of that is fine. It's not a big deal. As long as we're just both good to go live with this tomorrow.
Yep.
Subpoenas, all that shit. We just need templates, which you've linked.
Yeah.
But one of them is full of information.
Hmm?
The arrest warrant you linked has a like it's an actual arrest warrant. Like you made
Is
it for
it?
somebody. Yeah.
I thought I made a copy of that. Did
Nope,
I not?
you did
Oh
not.
my gosh, I'm an idiot.
That's how I
Oops.
found out about the extra warrant thing. Because that system isn't active yet. But I made it whole again. I just, because someone did come to me and ask for it to be signed off because they weren't told. It's actually the head of CID or like co-head or somebody. One of the detectives anyway. And I signed it off on the old sheet, the 2023 sheet. But yeah, tomorrow we're not going to be using that.
Yeah, works with me.
All right, let's go into this bail thing. So I have some already like off the bat some like things about it because there is a way to make it really simple. It's just I don't know if it's the right way to go about it, which is having a bail amount attached to, or basically having a modifier attached to every single charge based off their class. So like let's say class one's bail would be like times like 10 because that would be the highest charge, and like class 6 is like times 2 based off their fine, and then cops just do the bail. There's problems with that, like a lot of problems. Like for example, we need to make sure that cops do it. That's another thing place needs to do. How do we get the money later? Um, and I'm sure there's like better ways to do it. I know we had a conversation about this.
Yeah, so there definitely is that way of doing it so that the cops do it, but in all honesty, I think it's just trying to get cops to do bail is just another thing that they'll get upset about trying to or get confused about and get lost in the process and just have issues with it just because they're doing it. Um, and well, I'm also not entirely sure about the modifier based on fines. Like we can do that. I don't really care how we actually figure out the amount of the bail. Um, but basically, I'm kind of hesitant to let cops do it because, like I said, I think the biggest pushback against bail from my memory, from history, had been that people wouldn't show up to court or the court date more so the court date wouldn't get scheduled. And so what I was or basically what I proposed in the document I sent you a while back was that before bail is given, the court date or the initial court date is set up. So it doesn't, so that the person actually has to attend that court date. Right. And there's a court date that's actually scheduled so people know to make it to that date and whatnot. And so that it actually continues to move forward instead of trying to, you know, later on um, try and figure out what the court date's for, what time it's going to be at, and so on and so forth.
So I feel like this is like a place where we can get really hung up on, because I'm thinking about it and like you're right, like that would be a massive problem where it's like everybody's kind of in limbo. But also I'm thinking about it in logistically, like I feel like keeping track of it is going to be difficult. Maybe this needs to be another form thing, which I would love to have all the form stuff in one place so I can just check on it instead of looking at a Discordia. It's like, oh yeah, this person's granted bail, this person's granted bail, we got this date coming up. I feel like, I don't remember what system you sent me, but I feel like we could have it to where it is like we get notified that this person's been granted bail and this is the date, and then we fill out a form saying like here and here and here, and we just check that every now and then, and it's like, oh yeah, we have some hearings coming up, and maybe that's like a public side of our document which people can see. Um, so like I'm trying to think about that like
So,
logistically and how we do this properly.
so basically, the way I suggested it a while back was, like it was a couple of days ago. Um, basically, we would have to be at the courthouse. So first of all, the judge needs to sign off. Just prevents a lot of issues in the first place, with a lot of different things. And basically, it would hold in essence, a bail hearing to see how much the bail is set for, what charges and whatnot. Basically, in essence, it would be an well, not necessarily an arraignment hearing, but um, just kind of not almost like a mini trial, but not really a trial, just a hearing to see, is this a good bail amount? Do people have objections to this? Like, do people want it raised, lowered, whatnot? And then we would set the court date. Now, in order to keep track of court dates, I would suggest we use the system that we have, right? That those files we have in our chambers, because while a lot of it doesn't work, the scheduling and creating court dates or court cases does work, and it works pretty well, to be honest. Right? We can set those dates as public. We can go in and we can, create a court case for the bail hearing. We can publish it so that we can choose the next thing. Right? If we publish the date, we set it so that we can then adjourn the court proceedings and then choose the date that the next court proceeding is. It'll show up in the on the documents outside the like in the front lobby of the city hall, right? And it'll show up in our system. We can write it down in the dockets so that people are aware and whatnot. That's basically what I was thinking of in terms of actually kind of keeping track of everything, is using the system we already have in place, because it's not a bad system. A lot of things are broken with it, but that stuff is functioning and usable.
So here's my problem: is that like with that system, I have a feeling like that system's gonna go somewhere, like it's gonna be gone at some point, because there is a lot of things that just doesn't work. So it needs to be like something needs to be done to where either everything works or we have a new system that can fill the same gap, right? So like, should we not have a temporary thing to where we can full move to the system with I don't know what else, like in a perfect world, like what else would we have in that type of system?
So I think the system actually is pretty solid. Like, now that I've been testing it, it's actually pretty solid. Obviously, there's a few things that I think are they might just be disabled by the Supreme Court, but I think the mayor uses the same system we have, which is why I don't think it'll actually be removed anytime soon. I think it'll just be updated, and whatnot. And in the event that it does get removed or whatever, I think we can quickly throw up a form that we use, right? Like, it's not like making a form for this would take too long. It'd take 30 minutes really at most to make and to start using instead if need be. But I think since we have it, it's probably easier to use it, because I really think that the likelihood is it just gets updated instead of removed, because I think it has to do with just the actual courthouse and not a separate system. So I don't see it getting removed anytime soon. Granted, that's just speculation, but
I mean, we could always ask just for them to not remove it.
And that's the other case, right? We can just say, hey, please don't. Right.
So if that's the way we're gonna handle trials, what way do we determine about bail? Is it like, are we gonna do it through this calculator thing where we just like add all their shit and then call it a day? Like, do we need to change this at all? Is there any numbers we need to change? What's excessive? What's not? So I feel like this is the meat and potatoes of it all.
Yeah, for sure. First of all, the calculator, it's just a quality of life thing, right? The calculator doesn't have anything. It's more the prices we need to worry about, right? And if you're looking at it, you can see the actual prices in the other tab, right?
Yeah.
And that's where the calculator draws the numbers from. So if we change anything there, it'll change it there. I did change a lot of it to kind of lower it, because I think it could get very high very quickly. So right now it's set so that it's a lot cheaper, and for most cases it won't be over $100,000, and even then it'll probably be closer to about 75,000 for bail. And even then, that is pretty expensive and could cause issues.
There's a lot of people
Right.
who can afford that, though. If they're
There
committing
is,
those
but there's a lot of
crimes-
people that don't want to risk, not showing up to the court date.
Well,
and
yeah,
risk
but they
that
can reschedule. The thing is like that it's just a temporary like hold on
Yeah.
money. Like that's the thing on why it
Yeah.
was so high previously, is because like they're supposed to get the money back. The question is like we go to fines then, like, because I think fines are facing the same issue, which is, some people think that fines are too much. So you know, whatever a bail is, like honestly, I don't really care about bail. I just don't want it to get like as a snowball rolling down a hill with how many cases this could bring up. Because if we do the system so well to where it's like, you know, it's like a fucking hour turnaround, then we're gonna just have like a fucking huge caseload, which might be fun for a bit, but then eventually it's probably gonna get a little tedious with how many people are just granting bail, have an arraignment schedule thing. But that is the job, so you know.
Yeah, and I think we could see an increased workload for sure. But I think that's kind of what I want because the more the courts use, the more people will be interested in the court, the more people that'll, apply to become a public defender or a DA or a judge or whatever, right? And that, can
More
lessen
roleplay.
the amount of work we have to do, increase the amount of cases that can be done, and it's just a cycle
More
that
roleplay.
hopefully repeats itself until the DOJ is in an incredibly good spot.
Lots of
So like
roleplay potential.
there's definitely the possibility that
Oh
we
man.
have to be around. Or not, sorry. There's definitely the possibility that ends up being a lot of cases. But I think what we'll find is because in the system I proposed, right, we scheduled the date based on when a public defender, a DA, and a judge is available, right? And that's who gets assigned the case, in essence.
Yep.
And so what I think we'll find is there'll just be a couple of days where there's 2 or 3 trials in a row instead of, a trial or two.
I mean, yeah,
Excuse
like
me, a trial or two every single day, right?
those types of trials are very loose. Well, at least for me, like they're basically like if someone's being held to trial, like a lot of those things are pretty loose until it goes to a full trial, and a lot of people aren't gonna go to a full trial. So like it's not like everybody's gonna be like, I request like the full case trial. Let's get a full fucking thing going. Like not everybody's gonna do that. Some people are gonna plead guilty. Some people are gonna work it out, if it's civil and shit. But you know.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, like I said, I think in the event that we get a lot of cases that are looking to go to a full trial, it really will just be multiple cases in a row instead of multiple cases every single day and whatnot, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna need to onboard some more judges, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
At least 1 or 2 more.
I think we need more people to actually be public defenders and DAs first, though.
Yes, we need more activity in the public defenders for a fucking start.
So, so do you kind of get how that process works that I proposed and whatnot?
I understand what it is. I don't think I understand every single facet. Like we sign off on it. What happens before that?
Okay. So, first of all, person gets arrested, right? Whatever.
Yep.
They get arrested for crimes, and the individual has the opportunity to request bail, right? So that they can get a future, or they can, try and lower it, whatever it may be, right? First of all, one of us needs to be in the city or able to get in the city, quickly for a bail hearing, right? It'll need to be an actual hearing with a judge involved. If we are around, subject will be taken to the courthouse and, kind of held in the cell until we're ready to go, right?
What if we're not around?
If we're not around, we use the old system in which sucks to suck. It's unfortunate, but it's kind of the best bet to do. Having sometimes the option of bail is better than not having the option of bail. And obviously there's the idea of, letting police do it, but again, I still think there's too many issues with that can happen. Like I said, the likelihood I'm around a lot, and it'll especially be during, peak times in the city that there'll be bail trials and whatnot, I'm assuming. Right, so I don't think there'll be too many times where someone requests bail and we're not able to be around. There'll definitely be some, but it is what it is.
Okay, I think that's fine then, because basically the bail hearing is basically an arraignment, because that's what an arraignment is you decide when the court is happening. But you're also deciding bail amount.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm just gonna call it arraignment. I'm gonna call
Yeah.
everything arraignment because arraignment's easy to understand. But yeah, that sounds fine. I think we're good to go ahead with that
Yeah.
system. I don't know.
Okay.
You're probably gonna have to take lead on that because the next thing I'm working on is the SOP, and obviously we're both gonna have a lot of input on that. But I'm gonna get like a document started at some point when I get some free
Yeah.
time.
I got you.
Hopefully before I go and do stuff.
Yeah, I got you. What date was that again?
I can't say it because of that
Okay.
PD.
Oh, okay.
But soon.
I got you.
But yeah, I think we should talk about fines because I feel like we haven't touched that book yet.
Yes.
So like apparently we can get fines up to $1 million or something with enhancements. Do we want to lower the amount of enhancement stuff? Do we want to touch on any of the laws? We still haven't figured out
Okay.
our authority on that, have we? We still need to talk to the.
Yeah, we're still waiting
Supreme.
on the government or the Supreme Court to get their act together and get a meeting going, get an actual date for that. So,
Yeah.
once that goes, we'll be able
Yeah.
to discuss
So maybe
it. But,
that. Yeah. I guess we should wait. But that doesn't apply to fines. Fines, I know I got fucking agency over.
yeah, give
So
me 2 seconds here. Let me just pull up something here.
I'm gonna pull up the statutes and look at the enhancements.
So,
Oh, and it also has bail guidelines. $2 million for class ones.
yeah, that needs to just be tossed completely. I think I dropped that 2 million I dropped all the bail amounts by 5 times, and still got a bail amount of $675,000 for someone of a class 1 charge. So,
Yeah, I think there's
that
some
needs to
people who
go.
can afford that shit. What
there's
you just
some,
said.
but there's like 2 or 3 maybe.
Well, that
And-
2 or 3 was regarding the question of who had over $1 million.
Yeah, but even then,
I don't know how many people are that
650K
close.
is not. Yeah.
Because if
anyway.
5 bricks of cocaine is $25K, like you can really get up there. I don't know how long it takes to get that though. But yeah, looking at
5
bail
bricks of
enhancements.
cocaine takes nothing. Bail enhancements, like I said, that stuff needs to change, and I think that's what the bail calculator has. Right, it has those enhancements. It's just a
That's
different amount.
what I was supposed to talk about.
But court sentencing
yeah,
is what
court
you're talking
sentences.
about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 50
So
times multiplier.
50 times multiplier, and there's also times around that. I don't know if we want to touch the times. I think the times, 20 years to life. The life was their decision, obviously. But
I don't have an issue with that.
I don't think. How long is 20 years in actual time?
360? No. 240.
We're
240.
fine. That's all good. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Wait,
times
no.
50.
Is it?
It's 20 times 12. Kane.
20 times 12? Is that? Yeah, it is 240. Anyway, so I kind of started working on some fines and some adjustments to the fines. I think in reality the time is good.
Mhm.
I don't have any issues with time. I don't think anyone else has issues with time. I haven't heard complaints about time except for when sometimes officers are just being an absolute jerk and charging them with, whatever and everything they can and getting like 90 months.
So it's 7,500 times 50. At the worst.
Now, what I kind of recommend for
It's not
fines,
that bad. It's 375K per the class felonies.
if I can find it.
Okay, so I was just looking at it myself, and like it's only 375K per the enhancement. For class ones, that is. That's 7,500 times 50. I don't think 375K is that bad for a class
I don't
one.
think it is. I also don't entirely like the enhancements. I just feel it's a bit weird.
What do you mean?
And so kind of what I'm suggesting for fines is we basically use a range for each class of the charge, right? So for example, just what I have right now, class 6 felony would be anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500. And the typical fine or the set fine for the charge would be kind of on the lower end, right? Of that, brackets.
Mhm.
But anytime it gets taken to court, we have that entire bracket. So if we want to fine them higher, we have that additional, leeway of an extra 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever it may be, to charge them with in the event we think it's necessary or whatever it may be.
So I'm trying to think about the system, right? So there's a few things that this system's doing, and we talked about this before, but I'm going to reiterate. And that was that the system was originally made to where if someone brought something to court and they didn't have a case, that's where the enhancements should be applied. And then otherwise, the cost should be like just a regular thing, right? I think
Yeah.
that's what I learned from what the case said. I don't think it should be that way, but I think there is merit to say that if someone brings a case that they know they can't win, there should be some kind of monetarily punishment thing there because they are wasting everybody who shows up's time. Like, they're actually wasting time. Because if you think about it, it's like, yeah, sure, we're having fun, right? And that's like, that's a constant with all this shit. But we also need to remember, like, maybe, like, let's say, someone has worked very hard on this thing and they wanted to go to court, like, that's fine. But if someone just says, like, oh, I'm going to take you guys to court just to waste your guys' time, like, that's kind of toxic, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like, well, you could say it's like, oh, well, why wouldn't that just be a context punishment or whatever? I think it should be in our wheelhouse to be able to hit him where it hurts a little bit. Not to the extent of, like, hitting him with $1 million fine or anything, but, like, I think we should have a set minimum and set maximum for fines, and I think that should also be noted that, like, if there's a situation where we know there is, like, some bullshit aloof, there should be some kind of enhancement to add. So, like, let's say if we have a set minimum of, like, regardless of what happens, if you get charged at court, you get 10 grand minimum, right? Regardless of what happens. And then whatever charge you have on top of that is added, and then a maximum of, let's say, 300K, right? I would say there's probably about a 50% chance that, like, the majority of people in the city can afford that 300K, and it wouldn't always get up to there, of course.
I still don't think there should be any typical or any set. I don't know. It's just I don't like the idea of having, if you take it to court, it's there's a chance you get fined just because you took it to court or whatever. I kind of want to, especially because, in all honesty, we're not going, for the most part, in court, you're not going to get the fines lowered, right? This document here that I'm showing you.
Yep.
Right, this is something that I'm suggesting, right? It takes each class, it has the bracket. So, for example, class 1, so murder, trafficking of illegal firearms, right? $25,000 to $100,000. And then the standard fine would be somewhere, I think it's like $45,000. $65,000. So let's say someone got charged with first-degree murder, right? They initially would get fined $65,000. That would be the base fine, right? So if they don't contest it, whatever, they just take the charge. Obviously, kind of doesn't work that way, but they would get fined $65,000. But if they took it to court, right, and they're found guilty, we can decide, okay, we have anywhere from $25,000 to $100,000 in fines that we can give for that charge, right? So we have more that we can give, but we also have less if we determine, maybe it was less involved, maybe it was, whatever it may be, right? Like whatever determination we make in regards to why a fine should be less, we have that kind of leeway, but we have a minimum and a maximum that we can use for a fine for each.
I think I agree with the minimum and maximum. I don't know if I entirely agree with the numbers.
Oh, the numbers, yeah, that's fine if you don't agree with those. Those are kind of just 2 a.m. working on this.
Yeah, so I've reached out to a Supreme Court member while we're just talking here, and I'm trying to get some data on how much of our city's, like, per capita amount is. So like I'm trying to get maybe a percentage number on like how many people have, like, let's say over 300K. Because if it's more than 50%, these numbers should be higher. If it's less, then we should keep them where they are.
Now, I will say, I went through and, except for the charges that are in bright reds, because those are charges that I think just need to be axed, I did change the fine so that it is adjusted to that system. Every single fine is increased by a decent chunk from what we have currently. Right, so these are all increased from what we currently use. And honestly, by a decent chunk too. So, like, if we want to increase it more, I think that's fair, but I also think that we should take it slower if we're increasing it. I don't think we should, jump to a huge increase and then later realize, oh, that's not good. That's not good at all, right? And now all of a sudden the entire city is broke as anything.
Okay.
Because, like, shoot, sorry. Here's what I'm kind of thinking. I'm trying to almost calculate the risk versus reward for criminals, right? Let's say a criminal robs a store, right? If they get away, there's typically maybe anywhere from $4,000 to $12,000 in cash in the register that they have from that store, right?
Yep.
So let's say they get an average of $8,000 every time they rob a store, right? And that's marked bills. It takes less. They get maybe $6,000 out of the store robbery, right? They get charged with robbery or armed robbery, typically. They're $3,500. They'll probably get charged with flight from law enforcement. I think that's another 1,000 or so. So there's 4,500. Typically possession of marked bills. There's another $500. So there's 5,000. Sorry, unlawful flight's 1,250. So 5,250. And that's just 3 very basic charges. That's not including brandishing a firearm, reckless driving, anything like that.
You
So
kind of lost me
goes...
there for a second. What is the amount of the gaining, and what's the amount they have a potential of losing?
So typically someone can gain about $6,000 to $8,000 from a store robbery.
Yep.
Right. And I think they'll lose about $6,000 to $8,000. But there's obviously the increase. There's the chance they make a lot more money from the store robbery. There's also the chance they make a lot less. Like, I think they can get, like, sometimes stores, they clear out the money. There's only a couple thousand in that register, right?
Yeah, but they don't need to take that to court.
No, they don't need to take that to court, and that's what I'm saying, right? That's for the base amount of fines, right? And all these base fines are based on that system that I sent, or that amount that I sent to you. So, like, they all are adjusted based on their classification, and then it's just kind of some number in between there. So it kind of amounts to about the same for win or loss, or profit or loss, whatever you want to call it, except for in the chance, and they're obviously it. Like, that's 3 charges out of a huge list they could get. Right, like, that's not including if they shoot at cops, if they hit someone while they're fleeing, if they do whatever else they could do, right? There's a high potential to lose more money than they gain if they get arrested, but there's also the chance that they just break even, or they just or they lose more money.
This is hurting my brain.
So.
This is a lot.
It's a lot of.
So here's how about this? Here's the idea that when it comes to balance, when it comes to this is the way it works, is that doing criminal stuff is easier to get money in most cases, and faster and more effective to do legal stuff generally, right? That's the way the city's supposed to be operating, right?
Yes.
So there needs to be an amount of risk that could happen if they fail to do that. Maybe it's 2 times, maybe it's 5 times, right? So is it our job to decide that? And if it is, which I'm pretty sure it is, for a court anyway, what should that amount of times be? Should it be 2 times as risky? Should it be 4 times? Because you got to remember that I would say 75% of the time, they're not getting caught. Right? I would say there's a lot of crime that goes on without anybody catching them, because you got to think about all the drugs people have stored, all the stuff, and like all the stuff they're selling, and like drug mules and some other bullshit that we're not even thinking about because it's super five-head. So like it needs to be punishing enough to where when we catch them, it's actually like a negative thing, but also not too negative to where going to court is more negative than just taking it, right? And obviously they have to go to court for hold to trial charges and shit, and that applies to drugs. But like, in right now, I would imagine there isn't that many people who want to go to court for a full trial, because they know if they don't win it, they get more fines than they were going to get. And I feel like that is kind of dumb.
Yes.
So I think what will happen is, I think the best way to do this is just allow you to have agency over this entire system, and figure it out and brain it out to where you have it all sorted, and you just have just go ahead, right? As long as we figure out like how many people are actually like wealthy in the city, because that's actually pretty important to what we're doing here. Because like obviously if we have like 100 millionaires, we want to have our prices a little bit higher, obviously. Right? But if we have people who are like, you know, let's say 90% of people have over 100 grand, right? We want to probably keep it where it is.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't think the money is that high. There definitely is some people that have much more money, but those are also much more repeat offenders that have been able to either get away or get caught. And honestly, the fines are just so small, it doesn't matter, right? There's not many kind of your average day criminal that is gonna, from what I can tell, right? The average criminal isn't going to have much more than maybe 100,000, 150,000 plus, because the other thing that is with criminals, right, is fines are one thing of punishment, but there's also jail time. And there's also losing anything they had, right? So if they had illegal firearms that they were using that cost, maybe $20,000 to get, right? Or
They can also get their cars seized. They can get their house raided.
Exactly. There's a lot more punishment than just fines, and so I don't think trying to raise fines to where it's like 2 times or 3 times or whatever times what they could be making is reasonable, because that could cause the criminal thing to get.
Police have more agency to fuck their shit than they can make. I get that. I think, I think it'll be easier if you just handle this whole system. And if you need any help, like, I can help you, obviously, but it's just really hard to understand, because it's kind of like I understand this in my brain palace, but it's hard to explain until it's actually, like, completely in writing and all that. I think what you wrote up is perfect to understand, though. Let that be known. It's just for the write-up that you just sent me, like the brackets of areas. It's like 25 the thing. But I think that's perfectly easy to understand. It's just the explanation that's hard for me to understand.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, it's not a big deal.
So basically, to put it simple, that bracket is what the fines are based on, and then we can choose between that bracket for each charge in that classification.
Yeah, and that's just for judge stuff, right? Or is that for everybody?
In all honesty, it'll, like, most of it is just for judge stuff. The fines for the criminals or for the cops and stuff will be a set amount with a set amount within that bracket, but a set amount, and then we have that decision between that bracket.
Oh, and we can also increase it within the bracket if people are doing it a lot.
Yeah, like, in all honesty, like, that's kind of the basic amount. Like, there's other things we can do. I don't think we should try and go higher than that bracket, because those, like, I did purposely make the bracket have a much higher end, and for the most part, the charges are much lower and much lower in the bracket, so that we have more discretion to use to increase it.
I mean, yeah, there could be a lot of class 6 felonies on one fucking pursuit, man. Reckless driving, fleeing, when we actually make that a class 6. If they discharge a firearm, if they hit someone that's a class 3, like, that can get hot. But I think the times are good. I think we don't need to change the times. We don't need
Yeah,
to have
I-
this
like I said-
old thing of like, we go like, oh, you should only have people in there for 10 minutes total. It's like, nah, fuck that shit.
No, exactly. I honestly have not heard more than one or two people complain about times, and that's police and criminals. I think the times are actually in like almost perfect, to be honest, because the fact that neither the police nor the criminals are complaining is amazing. All right, so I think we just leave it as is for the most part. I think I changed like one, maybe two, that was just like kind of just weird that it was like that. Like it's just kind of one of the weirder charges that's just not charged often, but it was a weird one. Um, Also, I did change a couple. I did reclassify a couple of charges, and I'd like things on those before we dip, I guess. I'm
Okay.
trying to remember which ones there were though. I think this was a mistake. I should have noted which ones I changed. Okay, I'm just kind of going through. Um, so criminal threat, I increased from a class 2 misdemeanor to class 1 misdemeanor. And then
Alright, sorry, start
crim-
again. I was typing something.
So I kind of reclassified criminal threat, so making a threat to someone as from a class 2 misdemeanor to a class 1,
Yep.
and then threatening a public official from class 1 misdemeanor to a class 6 felony.
Wait, class 1 to class 6, which one was that?
Class 1 misdemeanor to a class 6 felony is threatening a public official.
Okay. So when we find if we have agency over changing laws,
Yeah.
we'll change that.
Yeah. Again, this is kind of just double checking, making sure you're good with these if you have any opinions on them.
I don't. We did get a whole fucking list of things from the DA.
Yeah, the DA has a lot of lists of definitions he wants to change, which I am also working on.
He
but
also
I don't
wanted to
think
add
much
like
they-
a cool law where people can't like overprice their shit.
The mayor is working on that, I believe, because even the last mayor sent that proposal to me. I think they are working on that. I'm currently waiting on Harris to. I think Harris is going to make a law in regards to that, whether that goes through us to push or however he does it once we figure out who has the agency in what regards to that. But I think that will get changed. Or no, I know it will get changed.
Mhm.
Okay, so I think I made robbery a class 6 felony because robbery is threatening to use force against someone.
Yep, that's fine.
Actually, no, I didn't. I lied. No, robbery still a class 1. Hold on. No, actually, I lowered robbery down. I lowered robbery down from a class 6 felony to a class 1 misdemeanor because I think it previously had bank robbery and stuff and armed robbery as class 3 and class 4 felonies, which with the new fine system that I made is a big chunk of change and not really accurate to what it should be, I think. So basically I changed all of the robbery charges and almost lowered them all by 1 class.
So you lowered bank robbery at all, or
Bank robbery is lowered to class 4.
from
Armed robbery
class 3?
5. What was that?
Is that from class 3?
Yes, from class 3.
Okay, what's your thought process on that one specifically?
I think class. Okay, so. It probably could say as class 3. I think I just lowered bank robbery in addition to the other ones, it could stay as class 3 actually.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
it is a little vague, that one. It says in course of committing robbery or aggravated robbery, the person is in presence of a bank. So that
Oh,
means
yeah.
if you rob someone outside of a bank, it's bank robbery.
Yeah, if that definition needs to change, and is one of my top things to change as soon as we figure out.
So armed robbery
how
you
we can
lowered
class.
one. So armed robbery is class 5 now. In the course of committing robbery or aggravated robbery, the person is armed. Wait, would that stack? That should stack.
What do you mean?
So in bank robbery is, you commit a robbery or aggravated robbery. Oh. Wait, no.
It
Hold on.
It would not stack.
Hold on. In the course of committing robbery or aggravated robbery, the person is in presence of a bank, right? So that's just kind of like a catch-all. You rob anybody by a bank or whatever. And then you have armed robbery, which says in the course of committing robbery or aggravated robbery, the person is armed with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. That would
Actually,
technically
yes,
stack.
those could stack. Yes, those two could stack.
And then
I think-
technically, robbery would also stack on top of it because you could also threaten to use force against another person with the intent to coerce the surrender of property or taking of property. So if you're aiming a gun at someone and say, hey, open the vault, that's robbery, that's armed robbery, that's bank robbery.
I don't think so, because that's charging someone with multiple crimes for the same action.
Well, not per the definition of bank robbery. Because
Well,
bank robbery doesn't
okay.
mention anything about weapons.
Bank robbery is a different issue. That needs to be changed to robbing a bank or something that, belongs to a bank or some form. Because the other thing, these robbery definitions and theft definitions are
I've been great, Jack. Jack, hope
pretty
you're doing well as
bad.
well.
Because from my understanding, an ATM robbery, like if someone just kind of yoinks an ATM out of a wall and whatnot that people can do, it is only theft. It is not armed robbery, it is not robbery, it is theft, and that is all, which is a class, I think it's a class 1 misdemeanor.
Yep. 220.
And like $500 in fines and 5 months. Not even $500.
It's 220 fine.
What was that?
It's a $220 fine.
Yeah, $220 fine from pulling an ATM out of the wall, which could contain a couple $1,000s in cash.
Are you saying that's not big enough, or are you saying that's...
I'm
where it
saying
is
that's
supposed to
nowhere
be?
near big enough.
So what
I'm
should
saying
that be?
I'm saying ATM robbery should fall under either robbery or, aggravated robbery, but the current definitions doesn't have it, so it does. And that's just an issue with the definitions.
Mhm.
Once the definitions are fixed, it'll be fine, but until then, it's an issue.
Yeah, I feel like bank robbery is a pretty serious charge.
Yes.
Bank robbery is a pretty serious charge, and I would also say that armed robbery is a pretty serious charge, because that should also cover bank trucks. Personally. Because bank
Yeah.
trucks are not covered by any of these definitions.
I think bank trucks should be covered. Well, bank trucks would be armed robbery, typically, because there is actual, there's people involved in that.
Well, actually, no, it would be aggravated robbery. The use of force against another person. Because they have to order him out or shoot him, right?
Well, I'm pretty sure they just shoot them, so it would pretty much just be armed robbery. Because they're using a weapon. Because pretty sure they have to have a weapon, but...
So let me read
Either
this
way.
definition. The use of force against another person. So it says the use of force. And then armed robbery specifically says capable of serious bodily injury. Armed robbery implies you could use it. Aggravated robbery implies you did.
So, aggravated robbery is, from my understanding, would typically be like, if you jump someone, right? You rough them up, you punch them, whatever. You whack them a bit, leave them unconscious or whatever. Whereas armed robbery would be you're using a gun or a knife to stick someone up and do it.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't say, it just says the use of force, so that could be non-lethal.
It should be non-lethal. If it's lethal force that's used, it should be aggravated assault and armed robbery, right?
Okay. So we can
Because
change
aggravated
that.
assault is a much higher charge, much bigger charge.
Okay, so let's say, for example, someone robs a bank truck, right? And they kill the 2 security guards. Like, obviously, I think we had the conversation about locals. But like,
Yeah, local lives don't matter.
but like, that's still a pretty
Um,
big charge, I feel.
Yeah, so and that should fall under a bank robbery. that definition needs to change to some way of including ATMs, bank trucks, and banks, but not, sticking someone up in a bank parking lot, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's a little vague because
It-
even
it
though
i-
no
it
one has
is.
abused it to this day, I feel like it could be very easily used.
It could be very easily abused by either side.
Yeah, so
It is just bad. It like I said, it's one of the biggest things I want to change. Um,
yeah, so we're gonna have to wait on that. Are you writing any of these law changes down at all? So I don't have a document
Yes.
with me. Good.
I have it all written down.
Do we
classifications and
want
whatnot.
to change possession of marked bills to where it's a specific amount? I feel like it's
Yes.
like you could have $1 and you still get a class 1 misdemeanor, and also I feel like class 1's not enough. You could have 200,000, you get $220 in fines. Like that's stupid.
So, well, the thing is with that is, don't forget that if they have 200,000, they lose that $200,000, right? So
I mean,
that's
you're right.
part of their punishment, and I get that, but at the same time, and typically that they're only going to have $200,000 if they are about to either wash their money or they just rob someone or just sold cocaine or something, right? Like that is typically in connect. The marked bills is typically a additional charge, right, from a different crime. But yes, I do agree that it should be over a certain amount because if you have, a single bill that's turns out to be marked, you could have gotten it from anywhere. You could have found it on the street, whatever.
So, I would actually rather, and this is like a weird suggestion, but I would actually rather if it didn't have a fine and it was a class 6 or class 5 felony, and you just had a actual time against it, and the fine is literally what you just said. You're taking their money from them. Just because, like, I'm thinking about it, like, even if, like, I know of people who've been in situations where they've just found them with possession of marked bills due to probable cause of search, and, like, a misdemeanor is just, it doesn't feel like enough because they had to do something bad to get it. I just feel like it should be at least a felony for marked bills, in my book.
I get that, but if someone has, $1,000 in marked bills or $100 in marked bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't feel like a felony makes sense. I
Well, yeah, but we could classify it like that. We could classify it's like you must have over 10K. We could do
so
that.
what if we split it into two separate ones?
Where like possession of marked
Where-
bills of anything under $999 is a class
Yeah.
1, and then possession of like marked bills plus 10,000 is this.
Yes, although, maybe don't have the 9,999 loophole that you just said.
Drops
Under
$1.
9,999 is the one, over 10,000 is the other.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, that would be what I would suggest, that because that definitely can work. And although I don't think 10,000 would be good, because anything under that is either typically used in the gun for
I would say that anything under 10,000 is petty crime.
Yeah.
So, and they're still getting charged with it. It's just like they don't get it. So yeah. Should we add a trafficking for marked bills?
No.
Like, what if someone got all his friends to collect all the money in the world and is just driving around and like going to wash it, right?
If
Like,
they're
should
going to
that be a
wash it-
hold till trial thing? I was like, is that a RICO
No.
thing?
No.
It's a lot of
Unless
money,
it-
man.
No, just no. It's a bad idea. Because if they have that much dirty money, it's from other crimes, and at that point, either the CID should open an investigation or whatever they want to do, right? And look into figuring out where they got those marked bills. Because again, marked bills really should be a additional charge. It should not be just oh, you just have this, right?
Okay. Alright, is there anything else we need to talk about?
There's a couple other classifications that I want to go over. Make sure you're good with those.
Yep, go ahead.
see.
There's someone outside.
Burglary tools, I think, change to a class 1 misdemeanor, but have it so that it's used in
Change
the
to
commission of
class
another
1
crime.
from what? What are you changing it from?
Sorry, it is currently a class 3 misdemeanor.
Burglary tools.
And while police have been gracefully not charging someone with just possession of burglary tools, lockpicks are illegal to possess in any way, shape, or form, right?
Wait, why?
Because it's burglary tools that can be used to open a structure.
So you want to change it to where it's not that, or you want to change it to it's that?
I want to change it so that it's used to open a structure or used to open a lock unlawfully or something like that, where it's actually used in the commission of a crime, right? And then up the classification. So that way lockpicks by themselves aren't illegal because you could just be having fun with lockpicks and teaching yourself how to lockpick your own car, right?
All right, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't been caught with my pants down.
What was that?
I ain't getting caught with my pants down. What the fuck?
Exactly, right? So that needs to change to 1, class 1 misdemeanor, and 2, it's an actual, you're using them to break into
Sorry,
a
Judge
structure or
Virgin.
whatever.
You're gonna have to fire you from being a judge. You had one singular lockpick on you. That's it. Your whole career.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. Like that's just dumb. Other than that, no, that's good.
That's so fucking stupid. Change that shit right now.
I'm trying to actually find the changes I made because I didn't mark them in it anyway. Like I have them on a separate sheet. I just didn't mark what got
Do we
changed
want to
and what
change
didn't.
trespassing at all to where it's like there's a times thing? Like if you keep on trespassing, the charges get more.
Not really.
Because I can
I
see
don't
that
think-
being a problem. And what about like people having restraining orders? That could be fun to not want to manage at all.
So restraining orders are an issue, because I don't think there's a charge for that if they violate that.
Yeah, but we could add it.
But we can just, set it as you will be fined $2,000 if you do not comply with this court order.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, tampering with a restricted government facility is a class 3 felony.
Yes.
Enters into a facility is described as 3902, which is that.
Just
Government
power
owned.
plants, anything like that, and actually tampering with it. So,
Well, entering is a fucking class 4 felony. Holy shit. I feel like that might be used to like at least lower it by like make that a class 5 and make the other one a class 4. To where if you fuck
I think
around.
tampering should be a class 3.
I mean, yeah, if someone destroys the power plant and shuts down the power to city, honestly, I would argue that should be a class 1 because if you think about like hospitals and lights and car accidents and like that would be, oh man, that would be bad.
Yeah.
So honestly, like tampering side should be pretty bad, but like the entering restricted, like that's just trespassing, right? Oh, also, while we're here, do we recognize driving on the railways as felony trespass? Because railways are supposed to be owned by the government. We don't have trains, but we could have trains. It'd be cool.
It would be cool to have trains, but I don't think we will ever get trains because they cause too much issues. I think that was a conversation people had a while ago.
Yeah, I know. I still want them.
unfortunately. They would be fun though. I'm not gonna lie.
Might be too specific.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I
But yeah,
think-
I could see tampering with a restricted facility increased and trespassing restricted facility as decreased. So I feel like class 4 is a little much for just, entering a thing
Yeah.
and no
maybe
one's
class-
charged.
You
with
think
it.
class 5?
Yeah, I think class 5. But I think tampering should be at least class 1 or class 2 because if you go to destroy a power plant, think about it. Street lights, hospitals, schools, like anything that you can think of that requires power, that needs either constant power or something like that, like data centers, you know, like all
Yeah,
that shit
but
could go down.
at the same time, most of those things are
Generators.
generator backed, right?
Yeah,
I
but not
think
everything.
maybe class 2. I don't think class 1. Nor do I think a hold until trial. Because I'm also thinking if someone's going to go through the trouble of tampering with the facility, I think it's going to be used for something, some form of something else, which could constitute various other charges.
Well,
so.
previously it would be used for bank robberies, but I feel like tampering with a thing should be held to trial because, like, let's say in the case of a power plant, right? You go in with your fucking 4 friends and you blow it up or whatever. Like I feel like that's like one of those charges that could be like that introduction charge to actually get a case going. Because like to tamper with a thing that's got to be done by some big players.
That's true.
In
Now,
the
do we
gang
know if
game.
it's actually possible to tamper with things?
It was. I don't know if it still
was,
is.
but
I can't
yeah.
speak to it.
Huh. Oh well. Yeah. So class 2 hold until trial
Yep, that's what I'm good
Alright.
with.
works with me, and class 5 for government facility or entering it.
Yep. Kidnapping. I think we're both good with that being class 5, right? I feel like it happens a lot. That's why it's a class 5.
Does it actually happen that much?
Yes. Well, not as much as it used to, I suppose.
But yes, kidnapping class 5. Oh, I think I changed. No, I didn't change it. Never mind.
I feel like arson's pretty low. Like it's class 5.
I think it's not too big of a deal, in all honesty. Like, I mean, arson's an issue, but like, I don't think it needs to be higher than class 5. Because the other thing I'm thinking is, what all else is a class 4 felony? What's all class 3 when we change these things?
Yeah.
Right, and so, is arson on the same level of trafficking a person? Or is it closer to the level of kidnapping?
I mean, it depends on what they burned down, I suppose. They burned down a hospital, I'd say,
Well,
it's
that's
pretty
true,
bad.
but at the same time, the odds are they likely get charged with other things, right? Whether it's murder, aggravated assault, or whatever, right? These other charges that also get charged for hurting people.
Am I being listened through the wells? I'm not going to do anything if I know that, but I'm a little weird about that. Trafficking, illegal firearms is a vehicle held till trial and hold till trial.
Yeah, I don't see an issue with that.
Yep. Sale of firearms to a minor is kind of pointless.
Hey, I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure there's a cop that's a minor.
What?
It's under 21.
Fuck.
Yeah. And you never know. They could set up a sting operation.
Oh, perjury and contempt of court are both class 6 felonies. I didn't know contempt was a class 6. That's crazy.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, I understand why. Like it actually gives give some
what would your
meaning to the
thoughts
charge.
be on lowering that to class 1 misdemeanor, but also allowing the ability for a class 1 or class 6 felony if it's necessary?
Depending on what they do, I
Yeah.
think that could be interchangeable. I
Right.
feel like it might confuse people. Like you could have like contempt of court 1302, and then it's just like misdemeanor, and then you could have 1302.1, which
Yeah.
is felony contempt.
That's pretty much what I was thinking.
But I
It's
feel like
basically-
perjury, like, that's pretty fucking bad, dude. Someone lies on the stand. Like, maybe it's not as bad as I'm thinking, but, like, I'm thinking about, like, in the aspect of a police officer.
It's pretty bad.
It's probably not
Um,
bad enough to put on class 5, right alongside
No.
position CDS and shit.
Yeah.
Ooh, witness tampering definitely belongs at class 5, though, which it is.
Yes. Yep.
Failure to appear should have the statute noted that if they were granted bail, it's removed, or it's kept, because it's not specifically noted. I don't know if it needs to be there, but
What do you mean?
so it says failure to appear. It's a class 2 misdemeanor. So
Is it
someone,
a class 2?
it's a class 2 misdemeanor.
Okay, I have that changed to a class 1, but anyway.
Yeah, but I feel like in the description it should be noted, just for knowledge, that their bail gets revoked. Like they don't get it back if they posted bail.
Well, that's not necessarily a part of the charge. That's just part of the bail, right?
Yeah, but if they fail to appear, that's what happens.
I mean, yes, but you could also fail to appear if you don't have bail, and then that's weird if, whatever, right? It's trying to put
Might be too
procedure
specific.
into law.
Unlawful
which is-
flight, which is a class 1, which needs to be a class 6.
Yep,
Or sorry, yeah, it's class 6 felony.
class 6 felony, yes.
Prison break is a class 3, that's fine. Harboring a fugitive is class 6. I don't know if that's fine. I feel like that might need to be a class 5.
I think it's on the same level of escape from custody.
It depends
think
on
it's-
who they're. Well, escape from custody is a class 2
Class 2.
misdemeanor.
I have that changed to class 6 felony.
Yeah,
Because, yeah. I also have resisting arrest as a class 1 misdemeanor because.
it is a class 1. Originally.
Is it? Okay. That's good. Never mind then. I'm sorry, it's hard to tell. Like I said, I didn't mark what I changed at all.
Yeah, I feel like harbor a fugitive could be a cool charge. That's why I wanted to increase it. Because
It
I
could
feel
be,
like if you're ever
but-
gonna do that, like the person's either on the run or has a warrant or both. I don't know if it's warranted to be increased though. I'm just mentioning it.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know. I don't think it is yet. If
Oh,
it
money
happens
laundering
to-
is a class 6, class 5 technically.
Class
well-
5 felony?
Yeah, knowingly, willingly engages in the process of converting it. So if
Do
you
we
catch
like
them in
it as
that,
class 5 or
I like it personally because I want to increase the possession. And also that's a hard as hell charge to get active
Mhm.
because you need to find them in the act and you need to witness them do it.
Yeah.
Forgery. Damn, forgery is light. Class 6 felony.
Yeah.
8 months in jail, and bribery is also class 6. Possession of human corpse or remains is a class 3. Holy shit.
Think I changed that to class 4. Because in all honesty,
What if they murdered him?
well then they get the murder charge. That's a class 1.
What if we
But
can't
what if
prove
they're
it?
just transporting their grandma's, what's it called? Their grandma's body to a cremation home, and they didn't realize they needed a proper license. Because again, is transporting a human body the same level as, well, shooting a cop? Right?
No.
And that's kind of where that is, right? So that's
Unless
I changed it to
unless
class
that's a
4.
dead cop that they're transporting. I don't know. I feel like it's who the fuck is going around with a human corpse? God damn it. That's all I'm saying.
I think there's a reason we have that charge. I'm pretty sure there was someone that did it, and there was not a charge, and so it was added.
Act of terrorism. This is a big one. I feel like this fine is not heavy enough.
Oh, yeah,
I
no,
feel like act of terrorism is one of those things. While we don't have the option to perma-jail people anymore, I feel like this should be heavy fines, like bigger than any other fine we ever give, like 300K plus. And I know that's like crazy, but it's very specific. Mass destruction by means of explosive device, mass shooting in highly populated buildings, structures, vehicles, areas to influence and assert political or ideological change in instilling control or fear into the public. I feel like this one needs to be bad.
What about 245K?
I'd meet you. I'd say 250 just for numbers' sake.
250.
Yeah, I feel like these need to be like thing, and I feel like you would give planning an act of terrorism 100,000 because you could plan it and you could not conduct it, but you could also plan and conduct it.
I think are we good to lower that just a little bit so we kind of have a bit more discretion on that? Because those are also hold until trials, right? So we have more discretion.
It's actually not
that's
mentioned.
fine.
Is it? Wait, hold on.
What was that?
Hold on. I don't know if this is mentioned. I didn't look at the charge specifically.
It is a hold until trial, or it's supposed to be.
It is.
Yeah. So maybe like $85,000 because that's the benchmark, and then we have the ability to move it up or down as necessary, right?
Are you talking about
Those are
for
going until
planning?
trial. Yeah, for planning.
I mean, yeah, we should have that within the thing, but that should be in its own ship, its own boat when it comes to that. Like that shouldn't be attached to the actual system because with that it would just be 100K. Right?
What do you mean?
So per the system that we were both talking about at the start of this meeting, where you linked it's like 25K to 100K max fines. This should be different because it's terrorism.
Well, again, I think that would be up to us to make that call, right? It's a hold until trial. We're going to make that call of, yeah, this guy tried to commit terrorism, or he was going to.
Yeah, it should be since we can't permit jail, it should be fucked.
Yeah.
Just because like this is a decision that they're gonna make, and I want them to be able to see that it's like, okay, well, if you go through this and you get caught, you're getting fined out the ass. So not $1 million, obviously. Like, you want them to still be here, but like it should be pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay. Next charge is possession of a stolen vehicle.
I bet this is one of those definition things. It doesn't actually specifically mean.
Not
something.
actually. The definition's pretty solid.
Okay.
The classification of a Class 6 felony is what I'm not sure about. I have it lowered to a Class 1 misdemeanor because Grand Theft Auto, or the actual act of stealing that vehicle, is a Class 6 felony. Right? Because, in all honesty, yes, possession of a stolen vehicle, you could have stolen that car. But you could have also gotten it from a friend who stole that car. You could have bought it from someone who stole the car. Right?
I think I'm with you there.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck is carjacking? Inflicts or attempts to inflict bodily harm of another. That's why it's class 5.
Yes.
Theft in emergency vehicles shouldn't be on the same size as that, in my mind.
As carjacking?
Mm-hmm.
But you got to remember the different types of items that are held in police vehicles. There's guns, there's...
No, I'm saying that it should be class 4.
Oh.
For emergency. I mean, what's on the same level 4?
Possession of a human corpse or remains.
I mean, I don't care about that one.
Aggravated assault, so, physical or hurting someone a lot.
Entering restricted government facilities there, which I wanted to increase.
Yeah, but that's going up to class 3, right?
Trafficking of persons. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck is trafficking of persons class 4?
That's a good point. That should probably
that should be class 2 or class 1, man. Like, that's a fucking fuck you charge. That should be held till trial. Fucking put them in a box. You could get 30 months. I could be like a fucking big drug lord and just be trafficking persons. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna.
Pretty sure there's only one person that's been charged with that.
I mean, yeah, but like it goes to the point of like holding somebody, or sorry, it goes to the point of like valuing or like, oh, it's aggravated assault or it's trafficking of persons. They're both class 4. So yeah, like aggravated assault and like stealing a police vehicle seems weird to be on the same level. But also, like, we can't, if we evaluate every single charge, if we evaluate everything, it's just going to be...
There's definitely some difference, but it's kind of a good way to base it. I don't think class 4 is... I don't think class 4 is a great idea just because I think... I don't know.
In class 4 is $2,000 in fines and up to 35 months.
Yeah. I think...
In class 5 is up to 25. I mean, it's not a big deal.
I think class 5 is good. I don't think it's like I haven't heard any cops complaining about it. Like obviously they complain people steal their vehicles, but yeah. I don't think it's something that needs to be changed. Now, vehicle chop shop. This is what do you think about changing that to a class 6 felony? Or
Is
it
this the
already?
boost?
Yeah, typically
Is this
the boost.
oh well, it happens a lot, so maybe it
happens
should
a
be
lot.
class 6. It's misdemeanor right now, class 1.
Mm-hmm. But they would need to be able to prove that it's not even part of a boost, but that they're taking it to sell to a chop shop or whatnot.
Which would
right?
be very hard to do.
Yes, so I think class 6 is good enough.
Aftermarket mods, I think that's both great, even though I disagree with the armor one.
Oh, I changed the armor. I dropped the armor down.
To what?
Class 5.
No, I mean I disagree with the law in its entirety. I don't think it should be against the law to have armor on your vehicle.
We can remove it. If like once we get the authority, we can remove that because honestly, I don't mind that.
So let me explain why, because I've been trying to get this law changed for a really long time, and now that I have the option, I don't know if I should. And that's because I wanted to have the option to have, like, you know, those bulletproof cars.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to have the option to have those and not get arrested for them. And you know,
but you got to keep in mind, right? That has not been approved by the state of San Andreas.
yes,
Right, so these bulletproof cars could be approved by them, right? This is more talking about if someone, you know, modifies these cars for their own gain to, you know, run from cops or things like this.
yeah, I want to remove that charge for when those vehicles are added.
Yeah.
That I could use them, but you know,
What
that's
is
just me
the
being
aftermarket
selfish.
vehicle modification class?
Class 3, both of them.
I haven't moved up to class 2 because you're putting weapons on
The
the vehicle.
weaponry is actually a city rule.
I get, yeah, I know.
I don't know if that should be in the thing, if it is a city
Probably
rule.
not, but at least it gives the cops a reason to stop them.
Well, yeah, but you got to think about it, right? Because like,
No, I
if
know.
someone reads this and it's like, oh, that means it's like just against the city, the government law, and not against like the city rules, then they might do it.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I don't know if it's been moved or whatever, but I'm pretty sure we don't want people with miniguns in their cars.
To be fair, I think there's only one way to actually get a weapon with, or a car with a weapon at this point.
You got to add it through the paint spray if you have one.
What was that?
You have to add the weapons through a paint spray. To my knowledge, that was an option.
I don't. Is that an option still, or is it?
Well,
just
we
like,
can't get those cars. Like, those cars
Yeah.
aren't in the city at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll talk about that then when we'll re-talk about it if we need to.
Actually, no. So I'm kind of looking at it, the government side of it. The rule is death of anyone that walks into it. So technically, guns and stuff like that isn't. And I don't think it is against the rules because I've seen police use that, right? It's more the issue of weapons that actually kill people untouched, right? So I think we should definitely keep that. Now,
That rule needs to be
the other thing
discussed.
with that charge is, unless I'm mistaken, it did not have a jail time. It just had a vehicle forfeiture.
That's
So
true.
I added a hold till trial for weapon or vehicle weaponry stuff.
Yeah, I think
And
that's fine.
25
And I
months for
also
armor.
I think that's my fault because I think I'm the one who changed it and forgot that months.
It's all good. So I got the weapons as class 2 and hold until trial.
No motorcycle helmet. Class 3 misdemeanor. Why?
Yeah,
Is that just a fine or is that time?
just a fine.
Okay.
Though that should probably be an infraction if it's just a fine.
Open container is a 2-month charge.
Okay, so also I think I don't know if I upped it or lowered it. What's the commercial vehicle operating under the influence?
I don't know. Let me see. 0.04.
So commercial is a class 1 misdemeanor. I moved that up to class 6.
Yes. But we don't have a way to see BAC at the moment.
So instead of a class 2 operating under the influence, it's a class 1 misdemeanor.
Yeah, that's fine.
Open containment vehicle. I don't think it changed.
Oh, we got reckless driving here.
I have that as class 1. Is that what it is, or?
That's what it is.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
And then we got the one below that. That's a impossible word to say.
Negligent.
Yeah, I feel like we need to change that word to dumbass driving, so we can all
Well,
say
no,
it.
that's reckless driving. Negligent driving is
Extra
just stupid
dumbass
driving.
driving. Or actually, minor dumbass driving. Anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
leaving scene of accident. I don't
that's
think
fine.
anybody should be getting jail time for that, though.
Uh,
I feel like we need more fines than just jail time stuff for all this. Like who is getting pulled over for reckless driving and like getting brought to jail? For one.
I don't know. I know there's a few cops that just charge them time or the fine for it to the time.
Golf cart on the roadway.
That's just
Occupying
funny.
handicapped spot. This is just minor bullshit that doesn't really
And I've
matter.
increased the fines to this a lot.
Street race. Felony speeding. Both of those. What are we looking at?
Class
Increasing
6.
or class 6?
I think class 6 is fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I don't think there's any other issues with that.
License
I've upped the fines for a lot of
violations.
those, but
Oh,
also
we do have
I'm
aircraft
thinking
there.
about axing the failure to maintain vehicle insurance. There's no way to actually get insurance. If that comes back, because there was previously, then we can add it back. But until then, I think we just axe that.
Yep.
All right. Taillights, headlights, fumes, seatbelts.
I know Verdin had a lot of stuff for hunting. I don't know what it is, but I know he has a lot of stuff. And since
Yeah, I
he's
think we need
Mr.
to-
Wildlife, it might be important to talk to him about it.
Yeah, I think we can talk to him and get that going.
Oh yeah, minimum height violation.
This needs to be changed.
To be a little bit clearer to understand, or what? I feel
It's
like
pretty-
it's
well,
clear.
It's
Elevated
clear,
greater than the height of Maze
except
Bank.
the issue is the height of Maze Bank Tower is about 1,700 feet, and it says 1,100 feet. So, yeah.
Yeah, but how many people know that the height is 1,700 feet?
Anyone that has a flight license.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because, well, anyone that is getting a flight license.
Aviation exemption, that's fine. I know that the district attorney has something about a police exemption previously. I don't know what the
I think
fuck.
you wanted to change something in regards to the vehicle exemption, not flight.
Yeah. Dropping objects from aircraft. That could actually be pretty dangerous.
It could be. And I also think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that would be how police get people on charges of drug. Like, because I don't know if you know, I'm pretty sure that's a way to sell at least cocaine.
Sounds like you know a lot, Mr. Kane.
I've got some sketchy friends, or had
Uh-huh.
some sketchy friends. Don't forget, I used to be a public defender, right?
Mhm.
So,
Is
knew- I knew
Radio
a lot of stuff.
111 still ATC?
yes.
Awesome. Glad that sticked.
Yeah.
I made that
Operating an
frequency.
aircraft without lights at night, half the aircrafts don't have lights.
They all have
and there's no way to get
the flicky things.
I don't think so.
When you look at it from the ground, I'm pretty sure every aircraft has those. Planes, helicopters. I don't know about stunt planes.
I'm pretty sure half of them don't have lights. And
No one should be getting charged for it.
yeah,
You
and
can't
so I
affect it.
think I want to axe that charge because it's 20 months in prison right now.
Yep.
Other than that, I think their aviation charges are fine.
All right, and that's it.
All right, and you're good with me manipulating and changing fines and whatnot.
You have full agency, as that's my favorite word, to do whatever you want with fines. I just like to look at it when it's done.
I'm just gonna send you this thing then, and you can kind of take a look at the fine.
Once I have time. Which I'm
Yeah, you're good.
slowly running out.
Yep, you're good. I think that's all we need. When do we want to start implementing the bail system, I guess?
When you think it's ready.
Honestly, I think it's ready to go. as long as you're
Man,
ready to go.
make an announcement about it. Tell people how it works in the DOJ announcements. I'm gonna be making announcements at some point regarding our new system
All right.
and getting it announced to everybody. And then we can finally move away from the terrible old search warrants database. But I need to talk to the district attorney so he can help us with formatting the thing,
What thing?
the templates when they're getting put up.
Like search warrants and stuff?
Yeah, so when someone puts in a search warrant, they
The
just
thing is, I think what we talked about earlier, and the reason we were more okay also with the DA with the documents is because search warrants aren't possible right now to be executed.
Mhm.
And so I think we kind of were just gonna almost hold off on search warrants until those get handled, and then not even hold off, but anyway.
There
I know
are
the
ways
DA
around
wanted
that.
to talk to us, so yeah.
There is ways around that.
Yeah, I just don't think the Supreme Court likes us using those ways around. So, anyway, I think the DA wanted to talk about that because he seemed to have an issue with, or I think he has an issue with not being, not signing off on arrest warrants, but so.
Well, I don't think it should be that hard to get a fucking arrest warrant, personally.
No,
But I don't think he shouldn't have a hand in it either. I think he should be like writing it off, and like if he has an objection, I think it should be heard. It's just like it's gonna slow everything down if we do it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
So, mind you, I
Alrighty.
feel like doing the template stuff might slow it down anyway. But yeah, I think we're good.
All right, sounds good. I'll double fines and all that jazz. I'll send that to you, and then
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
put this in a stash so I don't get accused of planting shit.
now we're both gonna get arrested. Now the city's not gonna have any active judges. Great. Yo, just saying, this clothing thing is a lifesaver, man.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't so fucking close, but it is what it is. Alright, back to running away
Alright.
from criminals. Godspeed.
Yeah. See ya, man. Stay safe.
I'll fucking try, really. Alright, let's get some food. Let's go to the tunnel and let's call it. Because I gotta go and do some other stuff. Dude, I wanted more footage today, but we had to do those things, so. I ain't switching this outfit too fast, but it's fine. Alright, let's get to our spot. Let's go.
Excuse me. You're just one of those fringe people, aren't you? Yeah.
Move my bitch. My fucking places to be.
I still owe you a thrashing on the squash court.
Oh man, please don't have anybody here waiting for me. I'm gonna take out my gun just as a precaution, because I'd rather have a conversation rather than get kidnapped. We'll wait until we're out of his sight, and actually, let's just try to... Oh. They see us going in here. Our bike's still here. Dude, I wish we had at least sewer trains. That'd be so cool. clear it. Let's clear it. Clear. Oh, I did it. Oh. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. Yeah, unfortunately, we just had to do that kind of meeting stuff. There's a lot of stuff in the DOJ that I kind of just have to be taken away to do because I am co-leading it. And I would say I'm more of a driving force rather than a co-lead, as I was here before Kane was. So I want to make sure that, like, I'm, like, trying to run it to the best I can. For obvious reasons. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff we just need to meet in character for. I think it is interesting stream footage because it is kind of important to the player base on how laws are decided, why, like what's the discussion, what's being brought up, what's not being brought up. I do think it's important. Yeah, we're just gonna escape the area as we normally do. I definitely need to buy more Sanchez's though. You know, something I would like to do actually, before we hop off stream, is I'd like to go check terminal real quick. And see how much money I got thing is. Show money? Sure. Mind you, half this money isn't mine. Because it's from stuff, but I'm pretty sure 70k of this is mine. But yeah, I want to go down the terminal and see how my truckers are doing. And I can get there. Could I get a nice 50k for a car? I can't give out money like that, unfortunately, Pez. You're gonna have to grind it yourself, my man. Pretty sure I can get to where I'm going from here. Now, could I get a nice car? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely you can get a nice car for 50k. Yeah, like I got one of my Tahoes for 50. Holy shit. Is it worth buying a store? It is not. It is not worth. Not in my opinion. Basically, like, you just own a store, right? You can fill it up full of stuff, people will buy it, and you'll get money from it. But you won't make your return on investment anytime soon. Like, it'll take a nice long while for you to get your return on investment. So, like, keep that in mind. So it might just set you back. If you're going to invest in anything, I'd recommend investing into trucker logistics. You'll get extra money once an hour. That's what I'm going to show you here. You get this job at a job center, you need to buy a trucker for it to work. Didn't I just... Oh. What's the pay? $200 every hour, based on how many trucks you have. So all these trucks cost 15 grand. So you can get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You can get $1,000 an hour. But you need to have that. And also you could grind it too. So if you spent 15 grand, it'll take you a nice long while to get that return on investment back. But once you do, it's literally just free money. Because it doesn't stop. IRL hour, yeah. So 60 minutes. And it has to be, it happens at the end of the 60-minute time. You have to be online. And you're not allowed to AFK stuff. Let that be known as well. I want to get money quick. Yeah, unfortunately not everything is quick in the server. Like, certain things are, but like, you know, like you could do crime. I don't know anything about that, and you need to actually learn a lot of stuff. I'm 5 for 5 for robbing stores. Yeah, but robbing stores isn't very good. Well, you had to find it in character, Pez. Because I don't know, for one. And if I did know, I wouldn't be able to tell you because you gotta find it in character. But there's other crime shit you can do. Like, I'd recommend pressing F9 and reading this. This is gonna tell you a lot of stuff about the server. Like a lot of stuff. Would recommend having a look at that. A lot of stuff to be learned, though. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to bring us to the end of today's stream. I appreciate everyone coming in here and chilling with me for a bit. I hope you enjoyed the DOJ stuff, but that is going to bring us to the end of today's stream. We're going to go ahead and have a sit down, where we always do. I do need to find another getaway spot. For now, this is where it's going to be. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, have a good rest of your evening, afternoon, morning. See you later.